Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Welcome to another episode of Prepper Pantry Cooking. I believe this is episode 3. What we're going to do today is we're going to show you how to take this can of Keystone beef and make it into something extraordinary. What we're going to make today is a dish called Carne-Sucia. When it's translated into English, it's translated as dirty meat. Alright, that doesn't mean that you take the meat and you throw it all over the floor and then cook it. It means that you add things to the meat, and the end product, the meat looks like it's dirty because it's got a whole bunch of other different things in it. And it's very good. Now this is something that's mostly found in Hispanic culture, and of course you all know that I was born in the Dominican Republic, and this is one of the dishes that I grew up seeing as a child. So let me go over the ingredients real quick. It's not many of them, and of course a lot of these ingredients are subjective to whether you like them or not. You don't have to include most of these or not, and it won't change it. As long as you like it, that's what matters. But we're going to need 4 eggs, and of course these would come out of my chicken coop when I have a chicken coop with egg-laying chickens. Of course we're going to need our can of beef, and if you pressure can your own beef, just as good, probably better. We're going to need about 1 ounce of tomato paste, as you can see here, and we're going to need about 2 tablespoons of cilantro. And I'm hoping to have my herb garden up as well, growing in my arrow gardens, that will provide me with some cilantro. This I got from my arrow garden. We're going to use a nice little bunch of parsley. We're going to use about a tablespoon or so of capers. We're going to use probably 2 or 3 tablespoons of olives. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, you know we're going to use some adobo, some black pepper, some garlic, and we're going to use some extra virgin olive oil, but in reality, any oil will work. In addition to this, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to cook some rice, which I'm not going to show on this video because it's already cooked. My wife cooked it. She cooked it with some vegetables in it. However, if you want to learn how to make rice the way that I make it, go ahead and take a look at some of my previous videos. I've shown how to make rice on several videos. All right, it's very easy. So what we're going to do is we're going to cook up this meat and we're going to serve it over rice. All right, so let's go ahead and start cooking. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so as you can see, we are in our work area here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add a 3 maybe tablespoons or so of olive oil. And like I said, any oil will do. It doesn't have to be olive oil. It could even be ghee if you want to use ghee. And while that's heating up in there, we can go ahead and add our spices. As you can see, these are frozen, so I went ahead and added them there first. We're going to go ahead and add our parsley as well. We're going to add our olives. We will add our capers as well. Capers have a pretty strong flavor, so if you're not used to them and you're trying them for the first time, I would say don't add a whole bunch. But they do add a nice layer of flavor to the food that you're cooking. Then I'm going to go in here and throw in a little bit of pepper. It can be as little or as much as you want. Same thing with the adobo. I would say that I'm probably putting a teaspoon of adobo in there. And the garlic. About the same thing. I'm not putting any salt in here because that meat already came salted, and the adobo does have some salt in it. So we're going to see how that works. In the end, if you want to put a little bit of extra salt in it, any additional spices, of course you can. We'll just stir this around until it all comes together. Now, while that is cooking up, or while those spices ingredients are coming together, I went ahead and opened up my can of beef, and I wanted to show you what it looked like inside. You can see all that fat that floated to the top, and I want to show you what the beef looks like before we put it in there. As you can see, this is really good quality meat. Any of you that have been following me for a while know that I've bought several of these, and I think it's a really good quality meat. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go back into our pan, and we're going to go ahead and dump this in there, everything in there, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look. Now, as you can see, everything has come together really nice. Now let's go ahead and put our meat in there. And just be very careful when you're putting it in there, because there is broth in there. With the fat and everything, ladies and gentlemen, that fat has a lot of flavor in it. I'm going to go ahead and scrape out the bits that are in here. There we go. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and cook this down until most of that broth is gone, leaving nothing but the flavor. So right here, you're going to put this on high, and you're going to work it until most of this broth has cooked down. Ladies and gentlemen, when it gets down to this, you'll see how almost all of the moisture has been rendered out of here, or has evaporated from it, however you want to say it. We're going to go ahead and take those 4 eggs, and we're going to crack them and whip them up. Alright, now that you see that almost all of that moisture has been evaporated from this meat, what we're going to do is we're going to trickle the eggs over it. And then we're just going to stir everything around until the eggs are cooked well. Now this is what we're looking for, ladies and gentlemen. We're looking for all of the moisture to be visibly gone. You see that? But we're not looking to make this into a dry meal. So it's still pretty moist, the meat is, but all of the visible moisture is gone. You don't want to have that meat all dry. If not, it will definitely take away from the experience of it being an awesome prepper pantry meal. Alright, so now all we have to do is we're going to go ahead and turn this off. We're going to go ahead and plate our rice. I'm going to plate this and come back and show you what it looks like. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here you have it. I think it looks really good. So let's give it a try. And let me go ahead and show you real quick before I give this a try how much meat we have left over, because we have quite a bit. Look at that. That's how much meat we have left over. So this can of meat will definitely feed 4 people at least 1 really good meal, if not 2. And let's go ahead and give this a try. It looks delicious. Let me go ahead and show you what the meat looks like first. That Keystone meat is really, really good. Let's see. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this tastes like if I used fresh meat. And I'm not saying that. I hope that you guys try this. It is delicious. Let's give it a little try with the rice. As you can see, I even got a few little pieces of lettuce from my arrow garden. There you go. Look at that. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, is a great combination. You saw how long it took me to cook this meal. It didn't take me long at all. I would say that if you were cooking the rice from scratch, you would have this entire meal done in less than half an hour. If you were cooking like a 2-cup rice pot. And if you want to save even more time, instead of putting all the spices in one by one, you could have made some sofrito. If you guys don't know what sofrito is, take a look at the video that I did making it. It's a huge time saver, and it adds a base of flavor to pretty much any dish that you want to cook. Be it a meat dish or be it a rice dish. So it's a great way to go with saving time as well for regular times. It doesn't have to be for a crisis or for what some people like to call SHTF. If you want to save a few minutes when you come home from work, you can put a meal like this together very easily in half an hour and have a real meal instead of spending a lot of money going out to eat. This meal right here, to include the meat, for 4 people to eat really, really good, you're looking at about $8, less than $10 for sure, right? And it's very filling, it's good for you, and it tastes great. So I hope you guys are trying out your prepper pantry items, trying them out, making sure that you like them before you buy some more, and then making sure that you stock up on things that you really like. I'm going to do a spices video next, showing you all the spices that I have and how I store them for long term. Hopefully that will give you guys ideas and give me ideas from your comments on what spices to store, how they store, and for how long they'll store. Right? Having said that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining in today. I appreciate you guys stopping by and spending a few minutes of your life here today with me. So I hope that you have a great day and a great rest of your week. Remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. This is Alaska Prepper, and I'm out.